Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, I will be discussing the Polish-Belarusian border crisis of 2021. Firstly, I'll focus on the illegitimacy and security threats posed by the usage of migrants in hybrid warfare. In the aftermath of World War II, the Geneva Conventions of 1949 have outlined the rule of war to create international protection against inhuman treatment. However, the Polish-Belarusian border crisis points out that the Geneva Conventions do not address the possibility of migrants being used as a weapon of war, which is the topic that we are going to discuss in this video. To give some historical background, in 2020, Belarus's President Lukashenko brutally cracked down protests against the election result, escalating the latent conflict between the EU and Belarus. In response, the EU imposed several layers of sanctions. In order to lift them, Lukashenko used refugees to threaten Schengen's borders. He reportedly encouraged migrants from Iraq to access Schengen borders through Belarus. Thousands of visas were granted and special flights from Damascus, Baghdad, and Beirut were established. Therefore, it could be argued that Belarus used refugees as a means of hybrid warfare that threatened the security of the Schengen area and the migrants themselves. These kinds of conflict that occur in the globalized world have shifted towards the expansion of influence and using soft economic or cyber power rather than direct military conflict. Thus, Belarus's political response to the sanctions imposed by the EU, a threat of their economy, was to threaten EU's normalized security. NGOs and migrants reported the Belarusian army preventing them from retreat. Therefore, we could claim that Lukashenko used civilians in conflict. As per just war theory, using civilians in conflict was an illegitimate action directly violating UDHR's third article. However, from the opposite perspective, the EU denied its responsibility of upholding refugees' rights upon their arrival on the border. The Polish guards denied thousands of migrants the right to seek and enjoy asylum from persecution. Approximately 20,000 migrants, especially children and women, have been trapped between the Polish and the Belarusian border for months, causing a huge humanitarian crisis. The EU labeled them as hybrid warfare, or even called Belarus an existential threat, justifying its own illegitimate response of denying their right to enjoy and seek asylum, as per UDHR's 14th article. Most refugees at the border belonged to vulnerable groups. They were mostly Iraqi Kurds, refugees, women and children, subjects of fraud, and without passports. Still, NGOs reported that Polish guards denied their right of going through the border, and they also used tear gas and water cannons against them. Thus, they had to face the poor hygienic conditions, starvation, freezing temperatures, and the risk of getting COVID-19, which could be perceived as an act of structural violence from Poland. Therefore, to conclude, Geneva Convention should be revised to protect the increasing number of migrants from exploitation, but also to disprove the inhuman treatment from both sides of the conflict. Besides, the EU has to find a permanent solution for the ongoing migrant crisis caused by the inequality in the world. Thank you for watching. If you want more of similar videos, support the channel by giving it a like or share it with your friends. Stay safe, stay tuned, and see you next time.